हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदिशक्ति माँ हे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो। हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदिशक्ति माँ हे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो। सहज योग जन नित नित ध्याति प्रसन्न हो। प्रसन्न हो प्रसन्न हो प्रसन्न हो। हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदिशक्ति माँ हे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो।
हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदिशक्ति माँ हे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो।
जग जननी तू मूलाधारिणी, तू मंगल करणी, तू संकट हरणी, माहे जग जननी। मम सकल कर्म फल रोपण करनी प्रसन्न हो, प्रसन्न हो, प्रसन्न हो, प्रसन्न हो। हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदि शक्ति माहे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो।
हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदि शक्ति माहे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो।
माँ स्वादिष्टानी हे जगन्मोहिनी, हे अनुपम दात्री माँ कृपा निधानी। माँ स्वादिष्टानी हे जगन्मोहिनी, हे अनुपम दात्री माँ कृपा निधानी। अक्षय पात्रीचा कल्प वृक्ष माँ प्रसन्न हो, प्रसन्न हो, प्रसन्न हो, प्रसन्न हो। हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदि शक्ति माहे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो।
हे सहज योगिनी निर्मल माते प्रसन्न हो। हे आदि शक्ति माहे जग जननी प्रसन्न हो।
जय श्री माता जी टू ऑल माय ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर्स। सभी भाई बहनों को मेरा प्रेम पूर्वक जय श्री माता जी।
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 जय श्री माता जी दीदी।
जय श्री माता जी भैया। जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी दीदी।
जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता दीदी।
जय श्री माता जी, सभी को जय श्री माता जी। चलिए सत्र की शुरुआत करते हैं। श्री माता जी को निहारते हुए हम उनके प्रेम की अनुभूति करेंगे जो हमारी तरफ सदैव बहता रहता है। दोनों हथेलियों पर और सहस्रार पर चित्त रखकर माँ के प्रेम की अनुभूति और आनंद लेंगे थोड़ी देर। Let us all spread both our hands towards our Divine Mother and enjoy the love flowing from her, which always flows towards us. Feel it on our palms and on our Sahasrara and enjoy it for some time. इसी बहते हुए चैतन्य के सहारे अब हम अपनी कुंडलिनी माँ को जागृत करेंगे और माँ का बंधन लेंगे। With the help of these flowing vibrations, we will raise our Kundalini Mother and take Mother's armor. Slowly we will do, feeling the vibrations. माँ का कवच धारण करने के बाद स्थिति में क्या परिवर्तन हुआ है हम निरीक्षण करेंगे। Let us observe what changes have come after taking Mother's kavach. Now we will recite Mahamantras of the Devi with full bhakti, shraddha and dedication. अब हम माँ के 3 महामंत्र लेंगे पूर्ण श्रद्धा और भक्ति समर्पण के साथ, और उसके बाद श्री गणेश मंत्र लेंगे।
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी
महामंत्रास के बाद स्थिति में और चैतन्य के प्रवाह में क्या परिवर्तन आया है, इसका अवलोकन करेंगे। दाएं हाथ को सहस्त्रार के 2 इंच ऊपर रखेंगे और ब्रह्मरंध्र पर भी चित्त रखते हुए हम महसूस करेंगे चैतन्य का प्रवाह कितना परिवर्तित हुआ है, बढ़ा है कि नहीं। Now we will observe what changes have come after the Mahamantras of Devi. We will raise our right hand and keep it 2 inches above Brahmarandra and observe the flow of vibrations. धीरे से हाथ की ऊंचाई को हम बढ़ाएंगे। 2 इंच के ऊपर अच्छी तरह महसूस करने के बाद और उस ऊंचाई तक लेकर जाएंगे जहां तक हमें माँ के प्रेम की अनुभूति हो रही है। We will raise the right hand slowly higher and higher till where we can feel mother's love flowing. Now we will keep the right hand in our lap, leaving the attention there only. चित्त को वहीं ऊपर छोड़ेंगे और दाएं हाथ को हम गोद में रख लेंगे। अब यही क्रिया अब हम बाएं हाथ से दोहराएंगे। बाएं हाथ को ब्रह्मरंध्र के 2 इंच ऊपर रखेंगे और महसूस करेंगे चैतन्य के प्रवाह और ब्रह्मरंध्र को। Now we will repeat the same process with our left hand. Let us all keep our left hand 2 inches above Brahmarandra and see if the vibrations have increased. By the power of Mahamantras. After feeling nicely 2 inches above Brahmarandra, we will slowly raise the hand higher and higher and try to feel it till where we can take our hand or till where we can feel the flow of vibrations. ब्रह्मरंध्र के 2 इंच ऊपर अच्छी तरह महसूस करने के बाद हम धीरे धीरे हाथ को ऊंचा उठाएंगे और वहां तक लेकर जाएंगे जहां तक हमें माँ के प्रेम की अनुभूति हो रही है। चित्त को वहीं छोड़कर हम दोनों हाथ अपनी गोद में रख लेंगे और इस स्थिति का आनंद उठाएंगे। हम सब शुद्ध आत्मा हैं माँ की कृपा में। माँ ने हमें जागृति दी है। We are all pure souls by her grace. पूर्ण साक्षी भाव में निर्विचार निर्विकल्प स्थिति में आत्म तत्व में शिव तत्व में बैठेंगे। उसको पूरी तरह स्थिर करने की कोशिश करेंगे. Let us all try to establish complete witness state, complete thoughtless, doubtless state, Atma Tattva, Shiva Tattva. श्रीमदात्मने गुणैक सिन्धवे नमः शिवाय. धामलेशधूतकोकबन्धवे नमः शिवाय. नामशेषितानमद्भवान्धवे नमः शिवाय. पामरेतरप्रधानबन्धवे नमः शिवाय. Let us pray to Divine Mother to shower her blessings and the nectar flowing from her divine lotus feet, from there where we left our attention, and drench all the pithas on our sahasrara of all the chakras and nourish them. Awaken them completely. परम पूजनीय श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे कि उनके चरणों से बह रही अमृत धाराओं में हमारे सभी पीठों को, सभी चक्रों के पीठों को जो कि सहस्रार में स्थित हैं, पूर्णतः जागृत करें और निरंजित करें, सिंचित करें. ताकि कोजागरी पूर्णिमा के दिन जब जगत पिता और जगत जननी भ्रमण करने निकले तो हम सबको पूर्ण जागृत अवस्था में ही पाए. हाथ को मूलाधार के पीठ पर रखेंगे. मात्र माँ के बरसते हुए अमृत का अनुभव करेंगे वहां. कालभीत विप्रबाल पालते नमः शिवाय. शूलभिन्न दुष्ट दक्ष फालते नमः शिवाय. मूल कारणाय काल कालते नमः शिवाय. पालयाधुना दयालवालते नमः शिवाय. इष्टवस्तु मुख्य दान हेतवे नमः शिवाय. दुष्ट दैत्य वंश धूमकेतवे नमः शिवाय. सृष्टिरक्षणाय धर्मसेतवे नमः शिवाय. अष्टमूर्तये वृषेन्द्रकेतवे नमः शिवाय. बस महसूस करेंगे. लेट अस फील द शिव तत्व देयर. Existence of Atma Tattva. Slowly we will raise our right hand and keep it on Swadhisthana Pitha, little above the Mooladhara Pitha. In complete witness state, feel the Shiva Tattva. आपदद्रिभेदटङ्कहस्तते नमः शिवाय पापहारि दिव्यसिन्धुमस्तते नमः शिवाय पापदारिणे लसन्नमस्तते नमः शिवाय शापदोषखण्डन प्रशस्तते नमः शिवाय व्योमकेश दिव्य भव्य रूपते नमः शिवाय हेममेदिनी धरेन्द्र चापते नमः शिवाय नाममात्रदग्ध सर्वपापते नमः शिवाय कामनैकतान हृद्दुरापते नमः शिवाय In complete silence, we will just feel Mother's blessings there. मात्र आत्म तत्व के शिव तत्व की अनुभूति करेंगे. हाथ को धीरे से लेफ्ट नाभि के पीठ पर रखेंगे. We'll keep the right hand on left Nabhi Pitha, little above Swadhisthana Pitha, and behind our heart Pitha. ब्रह्ममस्तकावली निबद्धते नमः शिवाय जिह्मगेन्द्र कुण्डल प्रसिद्धते नमः शिवाय ब्रह्मणे प्रणीत वेद पद्धते नमः शिवाय जिह्मकाल देह दत्त पद्धते नमः शिवाय. We'll feel the coolness there. Slowly we will bring the hand and keep it on our Brahmarandra, the Pitha of our heart. कामनाशनाय शुद्धकर्मणे नमः शिवाय सामगानजायमान शर्मणे नमः शिवाय हेमकान्तिचाकचक्यवर्मणे नमः शिवाय सामजासुराङ्गलब्धचर्मणे नमः शिवाय जन्म मृत्यु घोर दुःखहारिणे नमः शिवाय चिन्मयैकरूप देहधारिणे नमः शिवाय मन्मनोरथावपूर्तिकारिणे नमः शिवाय सन्मनोगताय कामवैरिणे नमः शिवाय. हाथ को थोड़ा सा ऊपर उठाकर महसूस करेंगे शिव तत्व को. We will raise our hand 2 inches above Brahmarandha, heart pita, and feel the vibrations. Now we will keep our hand on Vishuddhi Pita. हाथ को विशुद्धि के पीठ पर रखेंगे और माँ के चरण कमलों से बरस रहे अमृत को महसूस करेंगे पूर्ण शिव तत्व में। यक्षराज बंधवे दयालवे नमः शिवाय। दक्षपाणि शोभिकाञ्चनालवे नमः शिवाय। पक्षिराजवाह हृच्छयालवे नमः शिवाय। अक्षिफालवेदपूततालवे नमः शिवाय। दक्षहस्तनिष्ठजातवेदसे नमः शिवाय। अक्षरात्मने नमद्भिडौजसे नमः शिवाय। दीक्षितप्रकाशितात्मतेजसे नमः शिवाय। उक्षराजवाहते सतांगते नमः शिवाय। माँ के प्रेम की ठंडक को हम महसूस करेंगे। Let's feel the coolness of mother's love on Vishuddhi Pita. Now let's keep our right hand on our Agnya Chakra. Bend the head towards Divine Mother. राजताचलेन्द्रसानुवासिने नमः शिवाय। राजमाननित्यमन्दहासिने नमः शिवाय। राजकोरकावतंसभासिने नमः शिवाय। राजराजमित्रता प्रकाशिने नमः शिवाय। दीनमानवालिकामधेनवे नमः शिवाय। सूनबाणदाहकृत्कृशानवे नमः शिवाय। स्वानुरागभक्तरत्नसानवे नमः शिवाय। स्वानुरागभक्तरत्नसानवे नमः शिवाय। दानवान्धकारचण्डभानवे नमः शिवाय। हाथ को आज्ञा चक्र से थोड़ा सा दूर सामने की ओर उठाएंगे और चैतन्य को महसूस करेंगे। Let us bring our right hand little forward from Agnya Chakra. Keep it in front of it and feel the flow of vibrations. Let's take our hand to the Virata place and feel the Atma Tattva, the connection with Virat. सर्वमङ्गलाकुजाग्रशायिने नमः शिवाय सर्वदेवतागणातिशायिने नमः शिवाय पूर्वदेवनाश संविधायिने नमः शिवाय सर्वमन्मनोजभङ्गदायिने नमः शिवाय स्तोकभक्तितोऽपि भक्तपोषिणे नमः शिवाय माकरन्दसारवर्षिभाषिणे नमः शिवाय एकबिल्वदानतोऽपि तोषिणे नमः शिवाय नैकजन्मपापजालशोषिणे नमः शिवाय Again, let us take our hand to our heartbeat and pray to our Divine Mother. To awaken all the 1,000 petals of our Sahasra Kamal. हाथ को पुनः हृदय के पीठ पर रखेंगे। माँ से प्रार्थना करेंगे कि अपने चरणों से इतना प्रेम और अमृत बरसाएं कि हमारे सहस्त्रार के कमल की सभी 1000 पंखुड़ियां पूर्ण रूप से जागृत हो जाएं, ताकि जब कोजागरी पूर्णिमा पर माँ देखने आए कि कौन जागृत है, तो हम सब माँ के बच्चे उन्हें पूर्ण जागृत दिखें। सर्वजीवरक्षणैकशीलिने नमः शिवाय पार्वती प्रियाय भक्तपालिने नमः शिवाय दुर्विदग्ध दैत्य सैन्यधारिणे नमः शिवाय शर्वरीशधारिणे कपालिने नमः शिवाय पाहि मामुमामनोज्ञदेहते नमः शिवाय देहि मे वरं सिताद्रिगेहते नमः शिवाय मोहितर्षिकामिनी समूहते नमः शिवाय स्वेहित प्रसन्न कामदोहते नमः शिवाय मंगलप्रदाय गोतुरंगते नमः शिवाय गंगया तरंगितोत्तमांगते नमः शिवाय संगर प्रवृत्त वैरिभंगते नमः शिवाय अंगजारये कुरे कुरंगते नमः शिवाय। Let's raise our right hand little bit above Brahmarandra.
जय श्रीमती दीदी, थोड़ा श्रीमती की फोटो रख दीजिए ना।
लगा हुआ है ना भैया?
ये
It's on
पेंटिंग
the
है दीदी,
screen?
इट इज पेंटिंग दीदी।
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके
प्लीज पुट फोटो।
ओके। अब तो स्पीच लग जाएगा। इसी अवस्था में अब हम पूर्ण शिव तत्व में माँ की अमृतवाणी एब्जॉर्ब करेंगे, आत्मसात करेंगे. लेट अस ऑल लिसन टू श्रीमाता जी स्पीच नाउ and try to absorb it.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. When we are seeking the truth, we have to know, we have to be honest. Because it is benevolent for us, not for others. We are seeking the truth for ourselves, not for others. Another thing we have to remember, very humbly, that truth is what it is. We cannot change it, we cannot organize it, we cannot maneuver it. It is what has been and will be. And what is the truth? The truth is that you are the spirit. You are not this body, you are not this mind, you are not this ego, and you are not this conditioning. You are the spirit, but so far you have been a human being. But to be a human being itself is a very great thing. Is the greatest thing to be a human being. Perhaps we have not realized the value of our life because we do not know what we are. The way we waste our time, waste our energies, waste our attention on things which are senseless because we still have to understand the greatness of our being. Human beings are made with such care, so beautifully, such delicate working of the divine, from amoeba to this stage, passing through various stages. Such a beautiful thing has been created as a human being. But first we must have this attention to ourselves that there must be something. It cannot be a purposeless doing. It cannot be something just a chance. It's a wrong idea to play with. If the gravitational force of the earth or any one of the galaxies changes, there will be disaster, absolute disaster. So many things in the cosmos if you study. The coefficients that works out the different balancing and the different weights and the movements of the different bodies show us that there must be some purpose. And they do not trouble us. It's all as if made for the stage for human beings, that the human beings have to come on the stage and all the preparation is made for the great drama. I think it's high time that great scientists should look at it and start wondering why is it the way it is made, why we are so much looked after. The whole cosmos seems to be within ourselves, as if we have buttons which move the cosmos, which control the cosmos. Everything is going on so smoothly otherwise, except when we do not try to understand ourselves. It has been said practically in all the scriptures that you have to seek yourself. You have to find yourself. Though I think many of the scriptures have been a little bit changed and have been used for certain purposes, still they could not get over this point that you have to become the self. You have to be born again. But that is not an artificial thing. We are human beings, not artificially made. We are made really by some sort of a living force from amoeba. We are not just made with some sort of a thinking or a mental projection. It is not a mental projection by which we have been human beings. It is something spontaneously happening, a living force within us which has brought us to this stage, with a purpose, with a meaning. And now, at this stage, we are free to do what we like. Many people ask me, what was the need to give this freedom to human beings? It was very necessary. If you have to have the ultimate freedom, you must know how to deal with it. You have to understand. Of course, human beings have to make mistakes. To err is human. And we have to understand that this trial and error business has made us understand. Also, those who have not understood must understand that there must be a wiser, a surer way to achieve that goal of self-realization, of self-knowledge. Self-knowledge we do not have, we must admit very humbly. We have had no system by which we could know ourselves. But think of a computer that is a human being is. As soon as you see me, you know I am there. You don't have to go for programming. You don't have to consult anything. You don't have to use any kind of computer or some sort of a complicated machinery. Automatically, spontaneously, in a split of a second, you know that I am standing before you and talking to you. Such a computer we cannot create. But the divine has created such a great computer, and that is the human being. And this human being is the only one who is going to achieve that higher state which we call as the spiritual state of the self. Because in the science they deal with the tree, I should say the outside, but they cannot go into the roots. To go into the roots, you have to become a subtler being. Unless and until you become a subtler being, you cannot go into your roots to find out what are your roots are. And that is what is self-realization. When you become subtler, then only you can go into your being and can find out what actually you are. Also, to look after a tree which has not known its roots is a very difficult thing. What happens is that when you do not know your roots and you start growing and growing and growing, you go very deep down into that where you find that you have lost your way. Actually, you are not going deeper. You are spreading outside more and more. And then once you start going to extremes because of your freedom, you lose your way. That's how today everybody is saying a shock is going to come. We are all going to face a shock. This is going to happen, that is going to happen. But actually it is absolutely in your hands because the whole of the cosmos is within you. The cosmos is working under your control, complete. It is absolutely looking after you. Every element is looking after you to preserve you, to guide you, to take you to the right thinking. But in your freedom, you have to achieve that. This is a very big condition, and there where we fail to understand. Even there are many who say there is nothing like divine, and there is nothing like God. In Russia I've been, and I've been to China, and all the communist countries, and they are, in a way, partially justified. Because what they found, those people who talk of God, those who say that we believe in God, and those who say that we believe in religion, can be irreligious. Anybody who can call himself a Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Parsi, anything, is capable of any sin. Whatever he wants to do, he can do it. Nobody can say that because he was a Christian, he could not do it. So the whole concept of religion becomes a mental projection again, an artificial thing. But if a person is a self-realized person, he goes beyond temptations, beyond any kind of domination of any habits. He becomes a very strong person, very powerful person, and extremely compassionate. His compassion is active. It's not a compassion that I formed a charitable institution which lends money to people. It's not like that. The being itself emits compassion, and this compassion acts and works out. For example, you become like a light which gives light to people and to yourself. You know others and you know yourself. That is the light of the truth. And unless and until that happens, one should not say that I am a self-realized soul or I am a twice born. Is artificial. So what you have to understand that we are living in a relative world. We talk relatively. We have to be in the absolute world, where the truth is absolute. Where now, before you I am standing, you know very well that I am wearing a sari which is white. But it's a relative still, because somebody will say, oh, maybe it's white, somebody will say it's off-white, somebody will say like that. Still you know something. But to know it absolutely, meticulously, the right thing, you have to be the spirit. But what you know is much more than these eyes can see or this nose can smell. Is much more explicit, much more clear-cut, like a person who is suffering, say, from some disease. A child is suffering from some disease, and they don't know what the disease is. So they have to go through many various kinds of tests. And for that, if the gentleman, the father or the mother, they have to pay a lot of money. They go on finding about the child, what's wrong. They cannot find it, what's wrong with the child. And they are so upset about it. And within 3 days, the child dies, and still the diagnosis has not come through. It's a very common thing. But when you are a self-realized soul, you can know what's wrong with the child. Exactly, you can put down your finger on the problem that he has. Now, how does it happen? He has already told you about the chakras that we have, the centers within us. These are the centers which on one side control the cosmos, on the other side control us, give knowledge, and on the other side they give us the knowledge about others. These centers are within us. Now, when I'm telling you all this, you have to have an open mind of a scientist. You shouldn't just deny it because in your concept it doesn't fit it. But like a scientist, please see to it that if it is proved, you have to accept that this is so. Now, these chakras are within you, these centers are within you, and these centers communicate to you through your fingertips what's the matter with the child. You can feel it on your fingertips. Now 5, 6 and 7 centers, right side, 7 centers. The right side has got these 7 centers if they are decoded properly, and if you know what is the decoding is. Putting the hand towards the child for a realized soul, it is very easy to see where is the problem. And as soon as he finds the problem and he knows how to cure it, he can cure people without going to doctors. Surge Yoga has cured, I must say. I don't want to claim it because I don't want to open a hospital. We are here to create doctors and not patients. So even some patients who have come to us have become doctors today, in a way that they diagnose it on their fingertips. As Muhammad Sahib has clearly said that at the time of your resurrection, your hands will speak. But still, nobody wants to know about it. That's called as the resurrection time as Qiyamah. Nobody wants to talk about it. Your hands will speak and will give evidence and witness against you. Clearly he has said it. I must say he's done such a lot of work on the self-knowledge, as Christ has also said so many things. But people don't want to look at that side, like to say that we must suffer itself is a nonsense, I think. How can? Any God who is a compassionate father would like his children to suffer to meet him. I mean, it doesn't go in the logic at all. But people accept this funny concept of sufferings. What about Christ? He suffered for us, isn't he? Isn't it that he suffered for us? If so, has he left something for us to be done, to be completed more than he has suffered? He has suffered for us and he has done the job fully. We don't have to do any more about it. He carried the cross. People make him look like a TB patient, even worse than that, just bones and the skins. It's very surprising. How can you conceive Christ like that? Any one of the people who say they are very healthy people, let them carry the cross and we'll see. It is so contradictory about Christ that surprisingly that he should say that you have to suffer. Same about Jews. I just don't understand. Why should they say that you have to suffer if their God is kind? Same about all other organized or disorganized or perverted people who say that you have to suffer. Suddenly people become vegetarians. Suddenly they become fasting in India, though we have to fast in any case because of lack of food, but they have fasting days. There are some people who fast at least 5 days in a week, the fasting. What is the need to fast? If you ask for fasting, you will have to fast all your life. That's what God gives you. Go fast now. You want to fast? All right, have it fasting. We are asking for trouble. You want to be miserable? All right, be miserable. You want to be unhappy? All right, be unhappy. You find people coming out of congregations which are supposed to be very religious, so miserable looking. How can it be? It has to be joy. It has to be happiness. Just think of it. How can we ever believe such things? But we have believed for ages, and it cannot go out of our heads that we have to suffer. How long? How many years? How many lives? Nothing is written anywhere. You better go on suffering and make others suffer also with it. If some person is like that in your family, you would like to run away with that boredom because he's suffering for nothing at all and you don't understand why is he suffering. So you want to run away from such a person. And all these kind of ideas we have accepted for ages now. And that has led us to a big confusion about God. Then we take to things which give us joy. Actually, they are not. They are just flippant pleasures. We cannot enjoy anything in life. Really, we cannot. You can see the way people are now going on for such sensational things. The reason is there's no joy. The sensitivity to joy is so reduced that I sometimes fear with all that they are doing, so fed up, that they may have to put electrodes in their limbic area to get the joy instant. They have become so very insensitive to anything. They'll not laugh, they will not smile. They are so full of closed hearts and frightening things, whatever is said about human beings. Now, first thing you have to know, you don't have to suffer at all. Secondly, you don't have to judge yourself. Let your Kundalini rise and judge you. You don't start judging yourself and condemning yourself. And another fashion, which is very common, is to feel guilty. From the very beginning, you start, I am afraid. What are you afraid of? You have to have all the courage, all the blessings, and all the confidence. You are a human being. And this is the message I want to tell you, that you are a human being and you have to be the spirit. And once you are the spirit, you will be surprised, the blessings will be showering upon you. In these modern times, to talk about these things is out of date. But it is predicted that this will be said and this will be done. For us, it is important, first of all, to know our own glory, our own truths, and about how we are built and how others are built. Once you know that, first of all, the peace within is established. Unless and until there is peace within, what do you talk of this peace organization and peace Nobel Prize? I've seen the people who have got Nobel Prizes are the most hot-headed, so much that you have to talk to them with a barge pole in between. Anytime they are up to jump on you, you cannot challenge them. Even talking to them is a difficult situation. So how are they going to have this peace foundation when they are themselves so shaky? Then you have other things talking about the love, full of lust and greed. They love your purse, not you. When you talk of love, love is a thing that's detached. Like the sap in the tree rises, goes to all the leaves, all the trunk, all the flowers, all the fruits, and comes back. It's not attached. If it gets attached to one fruit, the tree will die and the fruit will die too. So this pure love or the divine love is detached. That's why it acts, it works. A person who is a realized soul is such a pure personality that even a glance of such a person can do lots of things. Even a thought of such a person in the attention can do so many things, bring about so many changes. So this is the time of our transformation. We have to become a higher personality. The transformation has to take place. At the time of Easter, we give people eggs. Perhaps people do not know why do we give them eggs at the time of Easter. But about Christ is written in our scriptures that he was an egg to begin with. Of course, he was much more before that, but to begin with, he was the God of innocence. But then he came as an egg. And then he was divided into two halves. The one half which incarnated and which transformed is there. So the resurrection is the transformation. Like an egg, if we are bound by our conditioning and by our ego, we break through that shell and become a bird which is really a free bird. Only thing, the bird has to know how to fly. Now this is, again I am saying, is the living process of the living nature, of the living power of love. It is not something artificial. In Sahaja Yoga, I must have spoken in this hall, I don't know how many times before. And again, today there's a chance to speak to you. What I have to say that it is important, the becoming is not important. You cannot become a member of Sahajog. You cannot pay membership. You cannot pay for your realization. How can you pay? How much do we pay to the Mother Earth to sprout the seed? Does she understand? Because she has the power, she sprouts the seed. If you give her money or read something before her, it makes no difference. But once you get your realization, you start understanding how many powers you have. And the greatest power is of compassion and detached love. These 7 chakras are within us, which are to be enlightened by the awakening of the Kundalini, about which Dr. Spiro has already told you. Now, in this short time, I cannot cover up the whole subject. I must have given at least more than 1,000 lectures in English language. But I would request you one thing, that forget about what you have learned so far, about your conditionings. Because if you had achieved anything out of that, I was not necessary. Now, you have to see with a clean slate, as they say, what you can achieve in this lifetime, which is the most important thing is to be achieved. Of course, there's a lot of things that should really make you more tempting about it. Firstly, that you get rid of all your illnesses. Most of the illnesses can be cured if they are at an early stage by Sahaja Yoga. Most of the mental illnesses can be cured with Sahaja Yoga. Your material problems can be solved by Sahaja Yoga. Your spiritual problems, like going to wrong gurus and wrong people, whatever you have accumulated within you, can be corrected. But the highest of all, that you become sensitive to joy. Then you start seeing joy in everything. You don't have to think as, oh, this is the thing which is marvelous. No, it just happens. You see, it is. Just you enjoy without thinking about it. You become a peaceful personality. You become a dynamic personality. You are not swayed by the waves of things like some fashion coming up, then some sort of a nonsensical idea coming up, then some medicine coming up, and you treating yourself and getting into trouble. You just rise above all these things at a higher level, and you start seeing everything as a witness. You become the witness of all the jokes that are going on, and you just watch it, and you think, what's all this? It's just a play. Many people have said that, Mother, you always laugh so much and you have always smiling face, so the people are not going to take you seriously. I said, I don't want them to be serious. There's not going to be any seriousness needed. What are you serious about? You should be happy. It's fun. We have to be happy people. We have to be happy. Those people who think they are very guilty should punish themselves by saying, you are not guilty, you are not guilty, 108 times. That's what we have in Sahaja Yoga. It's just a myth. All these are myths. We are working with myths and making our lives miserable, which is meant to be joy, happiness, and all the overflowing blessings of the divine. Whatever I'm telling you about, we have within ourselves all the great powers hidden of our brain, of our liver, of our heart. They are to be enlightened. And then in the light, you see everything. But as in this room you have so many lights, you have to just push in one button and the whole thing comes down. In the same way it happens. But if I start telling you about the history of electricity in the dark and all about how it came here and what all happened, you would be just fed up with it. So, what we are doing is to tell you that let us put on the button first. You better have your light and see in that light if it is true or not. If it is true, you have to understand and accept it honestly. You have to be honest to yourself. That is the main point I'm trying to tell you. We are not to play about with ourselves and play about with our conditionings. We have to be honest and to get to our properties that are within ourselves. I'm not here to oblige you at all. There's no obligation. It's just like a catalyst, I would say. And you become the catalyst yourself once you get your realization. And you can do all that I can do. It's very easy and very simple. May God bless you all. Now, should we...
इस प्रणव को सोखने के लिए हम निशब्द ध्यान करेंगे. Let us do silent meditation to absorb this pranava. सहस्रार में ही माँ के चरणों में नतमस्तक होंगे. Let us all bow down at her divine lotus feet in Sahasrara. क्षमस्व परमेश्वरी, क्षमस्व परमेश्वरी, क्षमस्व परमेश्वरी। माँ के चरणों में शतकोटि नमन और धन्यवाद व्यक्त करते हुए हम धीरे से अपनी कुंडलिनी माँ को जागृत करके बंधन लेंगे। जो लोग और इस स्थिति में बैठना चाहते हैं वो बैठ सकते हैं, बाकी लोग बंधन ले ले। लेट अस ऑल रेज अवर कुंडलिनी एंड टेक मदर्स बंधन। Whoever wants to sit for longer, they can continue to meditate. Jai Shri Mataji to all my brothers and sisters and Nirmal Ratri. सभी भाई बहनों को जय श्री माता जी और निर्मल रात्रि।
जय
जय
श्री
श्री
माता
माता
जी।
जी।
ब्यूटीफुल दीदी, थैंक यू।
जय श्री माता दीदी।
जय
जय
श्री
श्री माता जी।
माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी दीदी।
जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी।
Mataji Didi. Thank
जय
you,
श्री माता
Didi.
जी। थैंक यू श्री माता जी। जय श्री माता जी।
Thank
जय
you,
श्री माता जी।
Shrimataji.
जय श्री माता जी। सबको निर्मल रात्रि। जय श्री माता जी।